Hey, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? Are y'all ready to talk about Love is Blind season 7, episode number 7? Now, this was called Truth Bombs, but I didn't get into the meat of this thing. But I did pull out some jewels that we're gonna talk about on today. I'm your girl Candace, the spirit chiropractor. I am a life and relationship coach, and I've been coming to you every day to talk about, to break down, to recap season 7 of Love is Blind. It is one of my favorite dating shows, dating series. I truly, truly, truly believe in love, and I absolutely believe in marriage. I hate divorce with a disclaimer if there is abuse involved. So tonight, y'all, I have decided to do the pre-record that I said that I don't really like doing, but I got so much other stuff that I need to do. So I wanted to go ahead and make sure that you had your video at 8 o'clock and that I was honoring our time we spend together. So let's talk about episode number 7. So I just want to first and foremost give a what's up, a big what's up to Garrett for, he asked his wife, should he shave his face? And she said yes. And so he obliged. Good job, Garrett, listening to your future wife. I know that's right. Man, we'll upgrade you. Having a wife will upgrade your life. I ain't saying that having a husband as well, but I'm talking to Gary right now. Having a wife will upgrade your life. I had this conversation with a man on Facebook the other day, and he said men don't benefit from having a wife. I didn't have enough time, nor would I have had enough space to really break down to him the benefits of having a wife. First and foremost, if it wasn't no benefit, God wouldn't saw fit for it to happen. He wouldn't have saw fit to say, this ain't good for you, Adam, to be by yourself. That in itself says that it's a benefit to a man to have a wife. The only time in the word that God said, this ain't good. In all of his creations that he was making, that was on. So let me put you to sleep. Let me grab this rib up out of you and form you a helpmate that is suitable for you, that is going to come and help you subdue the land, rule the world, help you fulfill your commitment and your purpose that I have planned for you. She gonna help you do that. She gonna help you multiply. She will be the wisdom that you need in order to do what it is that I've called you to do. Your wife has a different set of eyes that you do not have. Benefit of a wife is that you have somebody else to build with, somebody else to grow with, somebody that is going to call you higher. She's not going to let you play small. And some people might say, well, any woman can do that. No, it's a different type of assignment on a wife, because any old woman could leave you at any old time with no commitment, no covenant with God. You see, your relationship is favored when you have a wife. Your relationship, he said, when you find a wife, you find a good thing. And so I really could have went on and on with that brother, but I really just wanted him, like, if I know, like, let's just pick up the phone and talk to each other, because I can't even type all that I want to type in this space. So don't ever get it confused that a woman is the only one that will benefit in a marriage. You both benefit in a marriage because of what we bring to your life. We are the heart, we are the nurturer. This is not what this is about. This is not what this is about. So let's get back focused. Let's get back focused. So big ups to Garrett for listening to his future wife. And then Hannah said something. Her and Nick was having a conversation, and she acknowledged that she needed to be more patient with him. And I'm just curious, like, I don't know if it's because they're in this honeymoon phase of all the love and the joy that they feel, but they keep acknowledging, like this couple also acknowledged, like Nick was like, no, it's all right to be a little itchy with the B sometimes. Why are y'all saying that? It is better to say it's okay to honor your emotions. It's okay to honor what you feel. But to say that is okay, I don't know if it's just to save face or to make everybody feel comfortable. I don't know. But Hannah went on to say she needs to have patience. Patience is a big, big thing. I don't even think that's I know that's not something that stops in the dating phase. It is still very present in a marriage. Like I said, I've been married 22 years, been with my husband 29 years. There still is a need for patience. And I am someone that had to pray for patience. Like I have all the patience in the world for kids. I'm an educator. I have patience with children. But when it came to like time and going places or people saying that they would do things, even stuff for them, I would feel a certain type of way. Like why you ain't done it? Like I'm recovering though. I'm a recovered impatient person. It'll still a pop up every now and then. But I'm an amazing accountability partner. You want an accountability partner? Partner, I'm that chick. But I would say patience still come up because you all are two different people. You do things two different ways. Things that are as urgent to me ain't urgent to my husband. uh Things that I like want us to do, see that we need to do, he can care less sometimes, even when it comes to even in the spiritual walk or healing walk. It's like certain things that I see and I'm like, oh my God, baby, if you just do this, if this. And so you have to be patient with your spouse or your partner's transformation, their relationship with God. It's like God was patient with you. You got to be patient with them. And so patience is something, it's definitely a virtue. It's definitely when you can, what I have found, the more patience I have, the more relaxed I feel. The more patience I have, the more free I feel. Because a lack of patience is really just trying to control people, situations. It's a control issue, is what it is. So, patience is definitely another key characteristics that you need in a relationship. And then you had, let me see, I'm going by my list. Ashley and Tyler was talking about family. This is a very, very important conversation. I told y'all last video, you want to be talking about family. And they was like, well, what does holidays look like? This is very important when both people are absolutely close to their families. And I will say this, um, like me and my husband have been married, like I said, 22 years. We've never had an issue with this up until probably the last 3, 5 years. And so I'm not going to get into all of that because, I'm on here with y'all for 30 minutes. But I will say this, that when you all are not in agreement, you all then decide to let's create our holiday for us. What will it look like for us? So if you can't agree on who family you're spending it with, if somebody is refusing to split the time between the two families, then you come together and say, well, okay, let's just do something at home, or let's create our own holiday celebration where maybe we go on a trip. So that way we're not with either family, but we are with our nuclear family. And so you all get to create the holiday experience how you want to. Be willing to compromise when it comes to holidays because both families want to see the family, the kids, regardless of the location, regardless of where you are at, whether this family is in the local city with that family, or if the family is away, it's always more than one option. It's always more than one option to a solution. It's just a matter if people want to compromise? Do people want to sacrifice their desire for the good of both? And so create your own holiday, or like if this family wants you to come and then this family wants you to come and it's a conflict, then y'all as the couple, y'all work out how that's going to be without allowing this right here to overcompensate or be the most important. Yeah, it can still be important, but we're gonna bring it right here and we're going to decide how we do it. And as long as you two are happy and you two are together, that is what really, really matters. So when it comes to holidays, you all work it out. It's not something that you have to be in no big old argument about, your whole house being towed down because y'all can't be in agreement. Then you got this mama or this family and they family members are, well, why y'all ain't doing this? Well, y'all need to come, da, 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 and making them feel bad. And then they coming in here with this negative energy. No, it don't have to be all of that. Even if y'all two can't decide, okay, let's make it a game. We're gonna write something on a piece of paper. We're gonna put it in a bowl, and we're going to be satisfied. We're gonna pray over that thing, and we're gonna be satisfied with how God leads the pool. That's just another way. But in reality, you really don't have to do that. You can just literally come to a conclusion together, and don't be mad at the other person. Like it does not call for that. I'm telling y'all, we got to be so mindful of our ego in relationships, because that's what keep us separated. It be our egos. Ego. Wanting what I want. Ego. Feeling like you wronged me or it's a trigger there. You got to keep that ego under control. So I loved how Ashley and Neil was just talking about the memories even that they wanted to create with their children. If that's something that y'all did growing up, like y'all have these traditions that y'all do, make sure that y'all stick with that tradition or create a new tradition for your family. I'm telling you, kids, that is things that kids will never forget. They will love it. They could pass it down, and it's also a memory. I've had a client before that was struggling with grief, and the grief of her mom, and she struggled with it during the holiday seasons. And so what I had her to do, or I asked her, like, was it anything that y'all did as a tradition together? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, why not create that with your daughter? And she reported back that she actually did it, and just how different that experience was for her. That holiday was so different for her. So that's an awesome thing. And child, Hannah and Nick, they done bungee jumped. I'm all for adventure. I promise you, I am. I love a good adventure, something I've never done before. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. Be willing to get out of your comfort zone for your significant other, for your husband, for your wife. Be willing, because the reality of it is, when you do things that you've never done before, there's an opportunity for growth. There's a adrenaline that happens that shifts some in your body. It's just, and you all have to go and like really look it up. But something really, and I'm gonna say it's a feel good, but although it is a scary feeling sometimes, if you think you can't do it, the fact that you accomplished it, it brings about the feel good emotions. And you just never know when you try new things. And it don't have to be anything like bungee jumping. Maybe your spouse loves to dance and you go take a dance class with them. It's also, when we get out of our box for our significant other, is something that draws us closer together to experience. Or if it's just something that neither one of you have ever tried, it's an opportunity to grow closer together. So be willing. Be willing. You got to be willing to grow. You got to be willing to expand. Why are you in a relationship if you want to stay the same? No. It's areas in which you that needs that exposure, and you are hooked up with the person that you're hooked up with for a reason. Now, let me give a disclaimer, child. You got to give a disclaimer nowadays. I ain't talking about doing nothing that's going to it's morally wrong. They got you out here doing stuff that's risking your freedom. No, I ain't doing none of that. Me personally, I couldn't. I was just looking at them doing that bungee jumping. I'm gonna jump out, and this thing got me by my feet. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I ain't playing with my life like that. I just ain't doing it. I'm not playing with Candace ain't playing with her life like that. I'm adventurous, but I ain't doing that. That's just not for me. Can we go do some zip lining? I don't mind doing that. I do some stuff with some heights, but y'all know what? I'm even considering skydiving. I'm so scared to go. Don't tell nobody. About 10 years ago, maybe 15, I got to a place where I was like, I'm too old for Six Flags. These roller coasters, and I'm praying like I'm praying on this. I don't need to be on here. If I am praying that I don't have a heart attack, my time is up on roller coasters. And see, that's what I think will happen. If I jumped out of the bungee jumping, I don't know what my heart would do. So, and because I'm telling myself that, because your thoughts are things, and I ain't here for it. But be willing. You be willing. I'll be willing, but not no bungee jumping. And so the last thing we're gonna talk about today is love language. Haven't talked a lot about Monica and Stephen, but on this episode they mentioned the love language test. Have you and your significant other, your spouse, did the love language test? If you have not done it, go. It's free. Google love language. It's a whole book about them. Me and my husband took one when we were at we in our marriage. We were in I call them valley moments. We was in the valley, honey. Couldn't get that thing going. It was like every time we took a couple of steps back, we took about forward. We took about 100 backwards. I'm just like, oh my! It was a bad time in our marriage, and we took the love language test. Y'all, after taking the test, I see why. I saw one of the reasons why we was having a whole bunch of issues. His top two was my bottom two, and vice versa. So if I remember his was words of affirmation, number one, and it was my bottom. I don't need people to feed me positive words. I don't need that. And so I just like I do that for myself. I have my own level of self-confidence or whatever the case may be. I didn't need that. And so in me not needing that, it didn't even dawn on me that he did. And he never communicated it because, okay, we were new to the love language thing, but it was so eye-opening. And that which I needed was low on his list. Like I think mine was quality time, and he wasn't studying that. He wasn't studying that. And I can't remember all of them. I know is gifts. I think gifts was his other one. And that's not high for me either. I'm not a gift person. I don't get all bent out of shape. If I don't get a gift, that's just not me. But that was so eye opening. And so when you do the love language test, and the thing that I'm sitting there looking with them two, Monica and Steven. Now, Monica said gifts was her number 3. So you want him to do 1, 2. He needs to cover 1, 2, and 3. It's only 5. It's only 5 of them. And so it was just like, okay, I'm not going to get on it. Just, you all take the love language test. And what we had to do was be intentional. Because what you do in the relationship is what you know. And if that ain't what you do, you will maybe not you won't give it to them if you're not aware of it. And I wasn't giving him what he needed to feel loved. He wasn't giving me what I needed to feel loved. And so once we became aware, now we can move consciously in making sure that we are doing it. Was it uncomfortable? Yes. Did I have to be intentional? Oh, I haven't told him anything like really positive. Or me even setting up, I want to make sure I tell him something positive at least once a day. Yeah, it's gonna cause you to get out your comfort zone. Yes, all this. Well, why I got to do all that? You got to do all that because of the person that you are with needs that. And so that test is really profound. So I would definitely tell you to take the love language test. I think it would shift your marriage, shift your relationship. And then you get to decide. If you ain't married, you get to decide, do I want to continue? Do I want to pursue this with them knowing that they need this? Monica thing was she wanted him to get her flowers all the time. They on vacation. And she's expecting this man to get her some flowers. That was her expectation. She said it wasn't about the flowers, but it's the point that you're showing me I matter. And for him, he wasn't taking it literally as actually a bouquet of flowers. It was almost like, people say give people they flowers while they are here. He was taking it in that aspect. Let me do things to show you I appreciate you. Let me tell you how much I appreciate you. I might buy you something, but it might not be flowers. And so that just showed another why communication is so important in relationships, because you will be thinking, y'all talking about the same thing, but y'all thinking two different ways. You have two different contexts about what you're talking about. Oh my God, this has happened so many times in me and my husband marriage. That's why we can help people now. Because now we know the questions that you need to ask. So once somebody says, Monica says, I want flowers, and she needs to say that. So what did you hear me say? And so he gets to say what he heard through his lenses, through his ears, through his experiences. And then she can say, yes, that's what I was talking about. Or no, I'm not talking about just giving me random acts of kindness. Think that's a love language. No, I literally want flowers. So right there, you just got a coaching tip on how to have effective conversations. You say what you said, the other person is listening without interrupting. And then once you finish, you say, can you tell me what I said? And they will say, so what I hear you saying is bump, bump, bump. They're not to say it verbatim. They are to say what they interpreted based off of what you said. And then you get to affirm, yes, or correct, because no, that's not right. And so let me restate it another way. So I think this show just really, and Ramses and Marissa on that boat, it was so beautiful. Um, just falling in love is such a great experience if you can learn to take the highs with the lows, if you're willing to take the grows with the glows. It is an amazing experience, and you can leave that Ursha song, Good Good. Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. Oh my God, that's one of my favorite songs. If it don't work out, you still get to walk away like we ain't good. We ain't good, but we good. We good. I wish you much success. I hope you find the love of your life. And it ain't no hard feelings here. And that's how we want to end relationships. That's what growth looks like. That takes somebody that is healed. That takes somebody who knows who they are. And that takes somebody who understands what life is really about. So thank you for tuning in. If you need support in your relationship, in your marriage, or just individually, I actually have a Black Friday deal, 40% off our 12-week coaching package. You can go to www.candicetuck.com, or if you want to just go ahead and book your discovery session. You can go to www.wewillwin.as.me. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll be back Christmas. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Episode 8 probably gonna have a little bit of episode 7 in it because I just wanted to go a different route today, so I left out some things. So it just might. All right, I love y'all for real, and I love y'all for life. Bye.